when you come in, you're always getting something new, and that sense of discovery never changes.
Right now, from the culinary capital of Kentucky, it's Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs in front of a live studio audience. Hi everyone, I'm Tim Laird along with Kevin Harned.
And it's a great day to be here in Paristown at our new kitchen theater. And today we are bringing you true farm-to-table cooking.
Get into the woods, pull some things out of the ground.
The head chef at Everyday Kitchen is joining us, and he's making everything but everyday food.
He's also revealing secrets that you can use in your own kitchen. It's all ahead on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Hi everybody and welcome to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Kevin Harned here at Paristown, our kitchen theater, alongside my broadcast partner Tim Laird.
And Kevin, it's a great day to be here in Kitchen Theater because we have one of Kentucky's top chefs with us today.
Yes.
Chef Michael Wajda started his career cooking alongside famed chef Gordon Ramsay. He's worked in San Francisco, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and here in Louisville a few years back at Proof on Main. Now, he's planted roots in the bluegrass for good at Everyday Kitchen in Nulu.
And Tim, they call it Everyday Kitchen, but it's anything but everyday food. Chef Mike works tirelessly to come up with all kinds of amazing culinary combinations, making sure every ingredient is as fresh as possible. The food is top-notch, but served in a casual atmosphere, and one of the best parts of the dining rooms is that you can look right into the kitchen to see what's cooking on the rotisserie. And it could be anything, from duck to local pork, even cabbage.
All right, Kevin, I'm excited. Let's get cooking. Please welcome, from Everyday Kitchen, Chef Michael Wajda.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hello, Chef. Chef, how are you?
Great.
Good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you being here, and today we are excited, and so is our studio audience here, and they're hungry.
Perfect.
What are we making today?
So we have a beautiful tartine. So on our menu, it literally just says things on toast, right? So we take things from our larder, from our farmers, sourdough bread from Grain-Right. So we can develop with them like sour notes, how rich we want it to be, what that crumb looks like on the toast. So beautiful stuff from them to feature on our menu. It's a lot of fun to be able to take all these ingredients and place them in different places.
Nice.
That's fun. All right.
It is, and you're no stranger to making big meals. I know the 6-course meal I've seen before. It's just amazing, some of the things that are coming out of the Everyday Kitchen.
You know, being able to walk somebody into that dining room, give them the full experience, and watch their emotional roller coaster, that sense of discovery as they're eating, brings me a lot of joy.
Awesome. Well, let's bring some folks here some joy. What secrets are we sharing today?
So this is the sourdough from Grain-Right. It has a beautiful crust on it.
Wow.
And we can talk to them and say, hey, we really wanted to have like a new, nice, sour, fruity note from that starter, right? So we're going to start with this as our foundation. We have some carrots from Bar Farms that we've pickled. Happy Sprouts did some sunflower shoots for us, some snap peas, and we're going to pair that up with some different spices. So we have a duca spice, which consists of coriander, cumin, fennel seed, and some nuts in there as well. So hazelnuts, walnuts, things like that. So it adds some nice crunch. What I like about tartine is that it can be anything you have around the house, whether it's coming back from the farmer's market or just opening your refrigerator and figuring it out. You know.
Nice.
So we've made our house-made buttermilk ricotta or buttermilk cheese here, and then so we do a house-made ricotta. We like using buttermilk because it already has so much sour to it, right? And it really changes. And we whip some olive oil in there as well.
Oh, wow.
And then we've taken some of those carrots and preserved them and salted them, and then pureed them. So it's a nice creamy note with the earthiness of the carrot. So.
Nice.
And
Well,
let's see how
show us how it comes together.
Yeah. So we'll get some bread toasting.
Okay.
And we don't need to get too much crust on there. You just want to have like some of that roasty notes coming off the bread. And it'll really give that whole dish some depth, right?
And I just like, I mean, that is artisan bread. You can tell that. And like you said, it's a partnership between you and everyone you work with and say, listen, how about this? I want to do this. And that's how you come up with this beautiful artisan breads and other things you guys are doing.
Absolutely. I mean, I mean, even just the sense of smell, right? Like grab that and smell that. It's amazing. Like that earthiness of that and the sourness that comes from it. Like,
wow. Oh yeah.
Right?
You can. I mean, the heating of this not only adds a little bit of a crunch to it, but it brings out some of those flavors too.
Absolutely.
I can smell it.
Absolutely.
In fact.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kevin, we're going to take a quick break. So when we come back, we're going to start toasting.
We'll put it all together. Stay with us. You're watching Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. We'll be right back.
Nicely done, beef. You might be the only meat with a knife named after you. A protein like no other. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Tim Laird with you again in Paristown at our Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs Kitchen Theater.
And Tim, not only are we here, but our fantastic studio audience is here as well. And they're learning the secrets from Mike Wajda from Everyday Kitchen. We said as we were going to the commercial break that we would toast up the unbelievable sourdough bread that we have here. And we're making these tartines, which, I mean, this is really, could be anything.
Right.
And here comes the exciting part.
Yeah, putting it together.
Right.
And the best part's even after that.
I know.
Eating it.
That's right.
We hope so, right?
Yeah. When I think of toast, I usually have a cocktail. But other than that,
Well, if you come to Everyday Kitchen, we can arrange that.
excellent. That's right. You've got a great, you've got a full bar, right?
We do. We have a great bourbon bar. We have great bourbon, obviously all the wines, and local distributors for all of our beer needs. So
Toast your bourbon and toast for dinner.
absolutely.
All right. Where do we go from
Let's
here?
stack it up.
All right, so we have this beautiful grain-right bread that's been toasted. We're going to lay this down as our foundation. This works really well for dinner parties as well, like at your house, to where you could have a platter of these for your guests. And like I said, the foundation is all in the ingredients. The devil's in the details, right? So we have our beautiful whipped ricotta. It's a little olive oil in there, the buttermilk, a nice sour note. So we're going to get a little bit on each piece so it's evenly distributed, but not too messy for our guests, right? And then we're going to put a little off to the side. And then we're going to take our preserved carrot. This is that earthiness, right, that you get from the carrot itself.
And you get a little sweetness from the carrot too, a
Yeah,
little bit.
so the bricks of the carrot, right? Like how long it's in the ground, what those sugars are doing as they're converting from starch to sugars.
Just like a science
I
lesson
know,
too, Tim.
it
You
is.
get that, the bricks, the sugar content.
And I like the color of this.
Yeah, springtime does that for us, right? We
Right.
always have to, and what I love is that we don't have to do so much on the plate because the farmers did all the work for us, right? So which is fantastic.
I love that too.
So we're going to throw a little bit of salt on these guys.
And there's no right or wrong, but I do love that pairing. I mean, the ricotta with the carrots, that seems
Right.
like that's going to taste really good.
Pardon my reach, I'm going to
Yeah,
grab
please.
a spoon real quick. And then what we have here is, these are our preserved carrots in the way of pickle. So we pickled them in some sherry vinegar.
And everything is done in-house.
Absolutely. So, you know, we're pretty particular in how we want things to be handled, you know, whether it's from the roasted beasts that we have on the grill or the vegetables walking in the door. We want to put our hands on those and make sure they're treated with care. You know, our farmers did the due diligence of treating them with respect, and we want to do the same, you know.
Nice.
Nice.
Yes,
And I'll
it
tell
is.
you what, attention to details. Look how perfectly diced these carrots are. I mean, that is attention to detail, my friend.
So this is some snap peas that we just rolled across the grill and charred up. And
Sort
then,
of a work of art in itself.
right. And then, so these are really fun. So these are just plain radishes. They're not cooked at all. But what we do is we chill them down so they're nice and cold, and we dip them in coconut fat. So, which is super fun. So you'll see a little crust on there of the coconut fat itself, which is really fun. We leave the tops on, a little bit of bottoms, keep it nice and fun. And what these do is they give it some nice crunch to the dish as well. And then these are our Happy Sprouts Farms. So these are sunflower shoots.
Happy Sprouts.
Sprouts, right?
Bob Ross used to paint these.
Very happy.
How can you disagree with Bob Ross? Right?
That's right. Happy Sprouts.
Fantastic. So next up we have two things. We have our Duca spice, which is nice and Has a nice floral note to it, and you get those nuts that are in there too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Super fun.
Nice.
And then I use a lot of Korean chili flake in the kitchen. So what I like about Korean chili flake versus like say like black pepper is it doesn't get bitter as you cook it, right? And you get all the flavor of capsaicin without any real spice or heat. So it's a lot of fun. So we're going to do a fair amount of the dukkha spice to give it some crunch and let those nuts do the work.
Wow, you got a lot of flavors going on in
A lot
there.
of flavor. I mean, just the smell of that. I mean, there was some fennel or some kind of...
Right, lots of fennel in there.
Yes.
The K-flake, and then a little bit of Maldon. So Maldon is that larger flake of salt, right? And you gotta be really careful with this stuff because if you get like a big mouthful of salt, it can overwhelm your palate. But a little bit of snap will really make the flavors of the dish pop.
Wow. Yeah. And especially good with the peas.
Absolutely. So,
Absolutely fabulous.
And there you have it right there. Look at that, the tartine. Very nice. Beautiful, too.
That looks gorgeous, I'll tell you what. And we can get this, too, at Everyday Kitchen?
yeah, so
at different times?
it evolves. It says tartine, things on toast on the menu, and it allows us some creativity as well as promoting those farmers when they show up and say, hey, I have this on the truck, I'd love to sell it to you. We'll take all they have and keep it rolling and keep it interesting for you all. So when you come in, you're always getting something new, and that sense of discovery never changes.
Right, the tartine right there. You guys are going to have a chance to take a taste, but we're not finished hearing Mike's secrets. Up next.
Oh, next one we have a crab and pole bean salad. Again, Everyday Kitchen. We literally launched it on the menu yesterday for the first time, and you guys are going to be one of the first ones to taste it.
We'll have it. The secrets to that when we come back right here on Secrets of Bluegrass Chef. Stay with us.
Nicely done, Beef. You make it acceptable for men to use the word tender. A protein like no other. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs on a beautiful day here in Paristown. I'm Kevin Harned, along with Tim Laird and Mike Wajda. You're here with Everyday Kitchen. It's great to have you here. The tartines, good?
Big hit.
Yes, they were. Did you take a taste?
I didn't yet, but I can't wait.
Either. I know.
We'll make sure you get some.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. Thank you,
I do
Chef.
want to try it. And we're moving right along, and I see a nice selection of ingredients before us. Tell us our next dish here.
Yeah, so this really speaks to, as you're evolving through spring, those beans start coming out of the ground, right? And it speaks to my time in the Chesapeake Bay. So I wanted something when I was living in Baltimore, eating all that crab, and we're approaching soft shell season. So we're not using soft shell just yet, but we are using some delicious jumbo lump crab. We're gonna pair it with our pole bean salad. And then over here we have some Rancho Gordo cannellini beans, crispy garlic, some lentils to play with those legumes and cream out the dish, some red, yellow, and orange bell peppers that have been diced up, some pickled ramps that we foraged out of the ground and then pickled them, and this is our Chesapeake Bay vinaigrette and some mustard seed, as well as a little bit of dehydrated malt vinegar to powder out on there as well.
Wow. A lot of flavor there.
A lot of flavors, yeah.
Absolutely.
Where do we start, Chef?
So we're gonna grab a spoon right over here.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to take, we have some of these beans that we charred up, and we chilled them back down, right? So we want this to be a refreshing chilled bean salad. So we're going to throw those in there. We're going to do some of our crab. Lots of crab, right?
That's a lot of crab.
That's the
Look
fun.
at that.
That's the fun part. So
Beautiful.
Lots of crab in there for you all. We're going to take these Rancho Gordo beans that we've simmered low and slow, right? Those are cooled back down again. To get a couple different types of legumes in there, we're going to add these orange lentils. The lentils are super fun because they add a nice organic peppery note without actually adding any pepper, which I always find very interesting, right?
And they're good for you. A lot of protein in that and
Right.
all kinds
Absolutely.
of things.
And this might sound crazy, but is there a proper way to cool this stuff back down? I mean, does it, when you talk about the beans,
Right.
whether it be the green beans or...
So we put them on a layer of ice, right? So that they hold their integrity, because you still want that bean to have a snap and have tooth to it, right? But because otherwise it'll just steam out and you won't have the texture you're looking for.
Right.
So these are those peppers that we talked about and those ramps that we foraged out of the ground. It's a great way for our team to do some team building, get into the woods, pull some things out of the ground. It's a lot of fun. So this is our Chesapeake Bay vinaigrette, and throw that in there. And we're just going to mix this all up. So again, this is something you could do for a dinner party as well, right? And just have on the side. Super easy. Everything goes into one big pot. Stir it up.
You know what's great too, Chef, is that you're bringing all your previous knowledges right here to Louisville, so we can actually eat around the world. I mean, now we're in Chesapeake Bay.
I love that.
Right.
And this is great. Very unique restaurant.
Absolutely.
And it's not really every day, even though you're everyday kitchen.
Well, we're there every day.
We might eat there every day.
We might be there too.
Fantastic. I'm going to grab one little spatula over here. So we're going to take this. This is labna, which is a type of Lebanese yogurt, right? It's a little bit thicker than traditional yogurt. See how it's like standing up a little bit? That's because there's less moisture in there. It's been strained out, right? And we hit this with chimichurri spice. So all the things you love about your favorite chimichurri, we dehydrated. So that cilantro, all those herbs and everything in there.
With flavor.
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to help cream out the dish a little bit. We're just going to smear that on the plate. Nice and creamy, right? We'll put that over there, and we're going to plate on top of that. So as you eat this salad, you'll be able to drag through that creamy guy.
Wow.
All those crab and legumes in there.
I just can't believe all of the mixtures of flavors in that, Kevin. I mean, you see all those ingredients. I mean, Chef, it's amazing what you put together.
Well, the key is the balancing act, right? Because you want to be able to identify all these ingredients too, not just have them like muddying up each other. So it's a balancing act of being playful, but also understanding exactly why they're there, so that we talk about that sense of discovery for the guest, right? As they're eating it.
And they all have to get along together.
Right.
Right?
They're making love to each other in there.
They are. Look at that. Oh, hey now. Hey, wait a minute.
I'm just going to leave that alone.
Yeah, I was going to say. Hey, it's a family show, but otherwise.
So we have some pickled mustard seeds in here.
Oh.
Those are going to give nice little pops, right? So we're going to throw a little bit of those on there.
And as much as the flavors may go together, I love the story too. Like it means something to you.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's a sense of past and history, right? Like me living in Baltimore, falling in love with the best of that region, and then bringing it back to you all and putting it on a plate, you know.
And I'll tell you what, we're lucky to have you, and you're going to stay here, even though you've been all over the place.
Oh,
Are your roots going to stay in the Ville?
The roots are growing. I just had a baby girl, Violet.
Oh, excellent.
So Violet's 7 months old, and she's loving Kentucky. So
Excellent.
So we talked about that chili flake. We're going to put a little bit more on there. And then this is super interesting. We have some crispy garlic. So we chop this up super fine, and then bring oil to 325. This is one of the secrets we keep talking about, right? So you bring oil to 325, put that chopped up garlic in there and whisk, whisk, whisk. And don't let the oil go below 280. And you get this super crunchy, and the sugar caramelizes but doesn't burn.
Oh my gosh. That is so good.
Right. So super fun.
I'd put that on anything and everything.
Yeah, and you always hear, don't burn the garlic.
Right.
But this is not, this
Right.
is just
Oh,
crisping
my
it
God.
without burning it. Wow, that is powerful.
Has a nuttiness to it.
Yeah.
So the secret is in the temperature, right, and keeping it moving in the pan. And then this is that malt vinegar powder we talked about. A little bit goes a long way. We're just gonna dust the side of it, and that's gonna be kind of that play of like fish and chips fun of like from that Bay Area.
Oh, for the malt vinegar, you're right. That's great. Now, so you're in Nulu. Tell us exactly where we can find you, Chef.
So we're at 552 East Market Street. We're on the corner of Market and Hancock, right there at the gateway to Nulu.
And I heard Bourbon Bar.
Oh yeah, we have close to 90 some bourbons on hand. So.
Excellent.
Well,
Excellent.
this looks amazing. How about, what do you call this on the menu? This is your
So this is our pulled bean and crab salad.
the pulled bean and crab salad right there. Mike Wajda, everybody.
Thank you.
Mike, we appreciate you being with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing me to Paristown. I loved having you.
Well, we hope that you had fun. I think the audience has had fun. They're certainly having a chance to take a taste. Yes. We'll look forward to having him back again sometime to reveal some more secrets.
I would love that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Great job, Chef. Oh, we're going to come see you a lot. Absolutely.
Every day. Every day it is. We have to go for now, but for Tim Laird, I'm Kevin Harned. We'd like to invite you to be a part of our studio audience. You can find out more information about that by logging on to MintJulipTours.com. For Tim, I'm Kevin Harned. We'll see you next time on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.